Salete discipuli. Today's very short lesson is the first lesson in chapter 13 in Latin for the new millennium. And we're going to learn how to do both positive and negative commands. So if you want to give a command to somebody in Latin, I'm going to show you how to do it. Basically, this entails learning a new mood. The commands in Latin are expressed through using the imperative mood. Okay, so the imperative is one of three moods. You've already learned the most common mood, the mood that the majority of the Latin you'll ever read is written in, and that is the indicative mood. The imperative is the second of these moods, okay, and it shows commands. You only use imperative in the present tense. Imperatives, for the most part, are only second person, and you can have a singular or a plural imperative, okay? So whether you're commanding one person, singular, or more than one person, plural, okay? You form the imperative mood by one way for first, second, and fourth conjugations, and a different way for the third and third IO, okay? So, for the first, second, and fourth conjugations, the present singular imperative is the present stem. So whatever the present stem is, that is also the singular imperative. And the plural imperative is the present stem plus this ending te, okay? So for first, second, and fourth conjugations, easy peasy. You form the singular imperative by using the present stem, the plural imperative by the present stem plus the te. For third and third IOs, remember that the present stem doesn't have a vowel on it. So for the singular imperative for third and third IOs, it's the present stem plus the vowel e. And then the plural imperative is the present stem plus I plus te. So two different vowels, which I know sounds a little weird, but that's the way it goes. You translate the imperative by just sort of putting an exclamation point after the word. You just translate it. It's a command. Like, how do we give commands in English? We'll look at someone and say, sit down, right? Stand up. Hold my hand, something like that. That's a very aggressive way to ask someone to hold your hand too. But we just say the verb, right? We don't have to say you hold my hand or anything like that. We just say, hey, hold my hand. Commands are very straightforward in English. So for example, if you're going to command someone to love, you say love. To hold, you say hold. Seek, seize, hear, so on and so forth. So on this slide, I show you how to form the imperative for each of the conjugations, and then I give you an example. So you must write down both of these charts. I will be looking for them. I'll be looking for a lot of this information to make sure that you guys have it in your notes tomorrow, okay? I show you how to form the first conjugation, second, third IO, fourth, in the singular and plural. So first is present stem. Plural is present stem plus te. Second singular present stem, second plural, present stem plus te. Third conjugation, present is present stem plus e. Plural is present stem plus I plus te. That's the same for the third IO. And then the fourth conjugation is present stem plus, and then plural is present stem plus te. So here you go. Present stem, ama. Present stem plus te, amate. So if you're commanding one person to love, you say ama. If you command more than one person, amate. Tene, tenete, so hold and hold. Pete, petita, seek and seek. Cape, capite, seize and seize. Audi, audite, right, here and here. Okay. There are four verbs that are going to form their singular imperative irregularly, okay? Duco, dico, facio, and pharaoh, okay? The way in which these are irregular is that the singular imperative, right, doesn't have a vowel on the end of it. It's just duke, deek, fac, and fair, okay? For the most part, or at least 3 out of the 4 of these, the plural imperative is going to be regular, like dukite, dikite, fakite. But pharaoh is actually an irregular verb that you'll learn next year, and it's pretty highly irregular, actually. So it's actually not surprising that both the singular and the plural imperative for this particular verb are irregular. And the reason for that, of course, is because the whole verb is a little wonky. So you have to remember, when you have these 4 verbs, you're going to have that irregular singular imperative, okay? All right, so how to use the imperative. Now that you know how to form it, how do you use it? If you want to give a positive command, meaning that you want to tell someone to do something, you use the imperative. So I'm commanding here, ama, one person, to ama winkinum tuum. Love your neighbor, okay? In the second sentence, audite, I'm commanding more than one person to hear. So hear the verba judicus, the words of the judge, okay? You can also give negative commands. You can tell someone not to do something. And the way that we do this in English is we say don't, right? So don't do that, whatever. To do this in Latin, you use the imperative of this irregular verb nolo, which again you'll learn next year. And then whatever you're telling someone not to do is in the infinitive. So the singular imperative of nolo is noli. The plural is nolite. And like I said, it translates don't. Don't do something, okay? So in this first sentence, whatever you're telling someone not to do is in the infinitive. So noli petera consilium malum. Don't, and then petera means to seek. So don't seek malum consilium, bad advice, okay? Or in this second sentence, nolite, I'm ordering more than one person, don't respondere, answer or respond, verbis crudelibus, with cruel words, okay? All right, well, that is it. That is your short little lesson on the imperative mood and positive and negative commands. Take good notes because I will be checking, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Walete.